Burubuya and Burubosheshe from Baba Ilegwa's channel. This is your host Iwori Ogunda. I haven't made a video in a while. I've been a little bit busy getting some stuff together for a relocation that we're doing, and some people have been asking me a lot of questions and I haven't been able to get back, and I'm sorry about that, but you know, a lot of people here, when they see some of the stuff that we carry, they don't really know because it's different traditions, you know. Lukumi is, you know, mostly in Latin-speaking countries, and it was taken by slaves who were taken captive and taken to these countries. And majority of the slaves, we can assume, were very young, healthy slaves. You know, they weren't older men, you know, so a lot of young African American slaves were taken. They didn't really want old women, old men, because they did no good for them. So a lot of young men were taken into the Spanish-speaking countries, and they made do with what they had. But for instance, some of the stuff that we carry, like palm kernel oil, palm wine, lots of stuff, because I actually made an email back to a friend, well, a person who was asking a question, more like asking about Odudua. And Odudua, a little bit about him, is believed to be the founder of the Yoruban people, and was an Obatala worshipper who was then venerated into priesthood, into Orishahood. And Lukumis have a different outlook on Odudua. But, you know, in Lukumi tradition, if you're a son of Odua, you don't have to crown your Orisha. You can go straight into Ifa. But the thing with traditional Ifa and Lukumi is, I always advise people, before you go and jump into something right away, make sure you know what you're doing. You don't want to end up getting initiated Lukumi and then end up finding that you want to study traditional after, or this, or this, and this. You know, just like the Wailing Wall is the heart of the Jewish community, Jerusalem, just like Mecca is the heart of the Muslim community, just like the Vatican is the heart of the Catholic community, Yorubaland is the birthplace of Ifa and Orisha worship. It was taken overseas by slaves who were taken, just like the Congo faith of Paulo Mayombe. But it originated in Africa. So I advise people, personally, me, I have nothing against Lukumi. I practice Lukumi at times. I study both Lukumi and traditional, but me, I was initiated traditional, and I prefer to practice traditional Ifa mainly. There's Lukumi is great as well, but that's just my personal preference. There's a lot of good awos that are Lukumi practitioners as well. So, but the thing is, you know, a lot of stuff has been taken or forgotten, you know, and it's just, it's hard. It's a hard topic to talk about because it's very touchy, and I advise people to always take their time and don't rush into things, because it's something that you want to do right. It's something that you want to feel the ache, you want to feel the power, you know, and it's done traditional, you know. Just, you know, in some Ilays, when you go and greet the Babalao's Orumila, usually when you walk into another Awo's house and he finds out you're an Awo, he asks you to come greet his Orumila. In Lukumi, they ring a bell, they'll tap both their elbows, whatever, or maybe give them ojuba like they do before they're gonna start reading on the opon. In traditional, you get on your knees, and when in Yoruba land, you rub your hands together back and forth, and that's form of like begging, like not, or humbly requesting, and you do your mojuba that way, and you're greeting Ifa that way. So, you know, it's done, some things are done differently. Now, that's why I say you have to be the one to decide on what you want to pick and what you want to do. If you want to study Lukumi, well then fine, study Lukumi. But don't leave out traditional and think that traditional has no good knowledge, because it does. A lot of the things that people tend to think that Ifa is weak. Ifa is not weak. Ifa is strong, very strong. Things people will never understand because they're not awos, they're not bawalaos. So, just like Papa Legba, voodoo, very strong traditions, very, very strong traditions. And, a lot of the stuff that people here don't really know about. For instance, this Eshu here, I have many Eshus, but this is a very, very strong Eshu. I hope you guys can see it. This is an Eshu ala Shegba. And Eshu ala Shegba it can do 4 different things. 4 things that I'm not going to go into, but it's very strong, and it's made from a very powerful stone that is all Eshus are made in Yoruba land. Now here it's done a different way, Lukumi style. Maybe because when the slaves got here they didn't have this particular stone, so they made do with what they did have. But that's why I'm saying there's so much stuff that you cannot start to say, oh, Lukumi's better, traditional's better, this and this. It's all about knowledge. That's the thing you have to understand. If you want to understand Orisha worship, if you want to understand Ifa, it is about knowledge. It's about wisdom, using your mind. This is what it is, common sense. So I wanted to make this video because a lot of people trip out when they say, oh, you're a Babalao, why do you have palm wine, why do you have palm kernel oil? Now a traditional Babalao will know what all that stuff's used for and how you use it and what you can do with these things. Very powerful obras you can do with these orishas. Just so much stuff that, it's just amazing. It's intense. That's why you gotta be open-minded and observe lots of things. Don't say, oh no, I'm this, so I'm not gonna study Lukumi. No way. Traditional's way better. No. Observe, watch. That way when you know both, you could see the similarities and you can see the differences, and why maybe they had to substitute certain things. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to end this video on that because I'm not going to get too in depth in it. But I want people to understand that this religion is very old, thousands of years old, and it is originated from Yoruba land. So Ache, Aburu Aboya, Aburu Bosheshe, and have a great night.